Good.
They're coming.
Smashing Hero and Federer.
All right, Mr. Walker's is too. GNR, baby. That's right. We're just going to let the music play for a little bit as it populates. So this is one of my favorite songs off GNR, off this Appetite for Destruction, which I agree is probably one of the greatest comprehensive albums of all time.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
up there.
it's up there, right?
Nemesis on.
Nemesis on. Nemesis, we don't know where our boy is.
We don't know where John goes.
We're the only Irishman in the
The
group.
only Irishman in the group. Us French Canadians, we don't need the reason to drink beer and eat a lot.
All right, Dennis, 4 Comics is on. Great. So, yeah, It's So Easy is one of my favorite songs. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to do a little bit of, we're going to play a little vinyl right now. I just picked this up. $23. I mean, can't beat it, right?
No.
Can't beat it. I don't think it was a reissue. It must be a reissued. I don't know. But I've been cranking this for 2 days. Appetite for Destruction. Wasn't there a Deadpool cover?
Yep.
That did an homage. There was a Deadpool variant like that.
I believe I have it.
Really?
I'll have to dig it out.
Okay, awesome. So we've got a few people here on 6 people. All right. So what we wanted to do, guys, this show is really going to be a lot about.
Nobody's Irish.
Yeah. Do we have any Irishmen on right now? I know Nemesis Prime is full blown Italian. I don't know what Dennis is, so we'll see. This is a great part right here. All right. So let me slide in. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna switch over.
Censored it.
Yeah.
It's a fairly.
Fett said he's German. Wonkers is redneck.
Four Comics is Greek and mutt.
But
Greek and mutt. There's a big shoulder in the way.
okay.
Oh, I don't play it yet. Can't see it.
To wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
We got one advantage.
Look at that! I love that part
He's
right
coming
there.
to us. We have what Thanos wants, so that's what we'll use.
Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good.
Wow. The end is near. When I'm done,
Look at that armor.
half of humanity will still exist. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. I hope they remember you.
That's a hell of a way to start off,
By
right?
the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
That's great. All right. Awesome. All right.
I have competition and everything.
So we're gonna go. So I'm gonna go here.
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
And then. Ow.
All right. All right. That was pretty awesome, huh, guys? I mean, I really can't get enough of it, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes, you know, Thanos might have what he thinks is a gauntlet. But, you know, here at Otto's Grotto, right, like, I have the gauntlet with all the 5 stones, so Thanos can come and take it if he wants, but we have it right now, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what, Thanos?
If he comes.
There you go.
if he comes, I'm out of here.
You're out of here? You're taking off?
Kids run as fast as I do.
Yeah, that's right.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Otto's Grotto, all things geek and unique. I am Otto. This is my grotto. This is called 3 Men in a Basement. Right now, we only have 2 men in a basement. The third man is the only Irishman, and I don't know where he is right now. He might show up.
He might not know where he is.
You never know. So, again, I am Everett Otto. You can follow me on Instagram at Everett Otto. This is the largest leprechaun you've ever seen all your whole life, probably. My good friend Roger Levesque.
Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue.
Yeah.
He's at Roger Levesque on Instagram.
Yes, at Roger Levesque.
Awesome. So, our goal today is to talk about some fun things. We're going to talk about the Infinity War trailer. We're going to talk about some stuff that I've been wanting to speak about, and we just want to celebrate St. Patrick's Day to you. So, whatever you're doing, if you're partying, if you're partying, you know,
Cheers.
Cheers to St. Patrick's Day. Wearing a Jameson shirt, you know, probably the only time I'll wear this. This was a gift from my bar manager. It's pretty funny.
Medium.
So, yeah, definitely a medium. Definitely a medium. So, I do want to talk a little bit about this whole trailer and Thanos and everything. So I've done a little bit of my homework, and I've kind of been studying this because Thanos was created by Jim Starlin, who had the idea and came up with it. And we all know that his first appearance is Iron Man 55. When Jim Starlin was creating Thanos, he definitely took the style of Darkseid, right, from DC. Right. And, you know, that's a known fact. When Jim Starlin went to Roy Thomas, this is factually correct from Roy Thomas himself, he says, you got to make him bigger. You got to make him bigger, you got to get him beefier, and you've got to get him that way. So, again, I've always reiterated that I've been a comic collector since I was a kid. And when I was a kid in the 80s, the mid-70s, early 80s, Thanos really wasn't a major villain to me, to be honest with you. My thing about comics and the cosmic realm of it, I was more of Star Wars was in space, comic heroes, superheroes were in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Thanos,
Chicago.
or Chicago, right? Or the West Coast Avengers, which was terrible. We're not going to talk about that. So what I think is funny is how. No, I don't think it's funny. I think it's actually brilliant how Marvel has taken Thanos from movie 1, right, and led him along the entire way to this epic villain that he is, right? DC has not been able to do this.
They re-energized old books with him in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
People started going crazy for it, buying books that were just throwaways.
Throwaways, right? And now, you know, now the stuff is going up. I've got a great question for you guys. I do have an Iron Man 55. It was signed. It's rated 8.5 CGC. I wish I had it, but I don't. It's probably in that box, so I'll get it in a minute. I bought it off my buddy KP Henderson, and it's double signed.
Just joined.
All right. So yeah. So actually, I want to thank Kevin for this great backdrop that he sent me. All these posters are because of him. So huge shout out to my boy Kevin Henderson. I got Thanos right there. I got Iron Man. But this is something I was going to ask you. So I have it signed. My Iron Man 55 is by Jim Starlin and Stan Lee at an 8.5. Roy Thomas was the editor. So at Terrificon, do I go to the CGC Pigs, have them crack it, and have Roy Thomas sign it to get it triple signed? And I'll be willing, if I get it triple signed, I've always been worried about a half a grade loss in it. You know what I mean? I know that's been happening. So,
really, even though they're the ones cracking it? And
that kind of, it's, I wonder what the feed says about that. You know what I mean? So I wonder what Dennis says. Yeah, so would you guys, just
wait a minute, Walker's is an Ohio State fan?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. All right,
so we go on. Okay, so would you see? I don't see it. Like
Ex-Illusionary says correct. It's risky.
It is risky, right?
Wonker says don't crack it.
Don't crack it, even for a triple signature, guys.
Nemesis Prime says crack it.
We don't need it.
Yeah. You know, and
Well,
also,
is this something that you want? This is your collection. You
it's
want
mine,
it,
it's
right?
mine, right. So
does it matter if he signs the case?
not really, but I think the value of this book is going to stay steady and it's going to go up. So, and also Joe Sinnott did the cover. So there's a chance that I could technically, I hope Joe Sinnott, I can get 4 signatures on this. Joe Sinnott,
Nemesis
though.
says have it pressed before you reslam. By CGC.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do that at a con. Anyway, I'm going off task. So anyway, that's something that I might do. I might crack it, have Roy Thomas sign it, to get it double signed or triple signed, and then I don't know. 4 comics says a Stan Lee signature is a half a grade bump, and I agree. Will 4 signatures, 3 signatures increase the value? I don't know. Again, I've always said that, I'm the private collector. But I do want to talk about Thanos. So Thanos was really that character who they kind of built up. And DC dropped the ball when they did this. They never did this with Darkseid. But Marvel has done an absolutely fantastic job with Thanos. Yeah. Okay, Josh Brolin did a great job. So I wanted to do my homework because I haven't read this stuff in a long time. And I pulled out some old books that I have. Now, these books are from 1983. You can find these books in a dollar bin. And it took me 14 months to collect all of these books. And they're the Marvel Universe books. This book, I have a bunch of them that I have out. I just grabbed this one because I have the S2U. And I figured, because I know my alphabet, that Thanos would be in this one. So I was going to look at why these are really, really cool is that you can open it up and you can see different artists did different drawings. So John Byrne did a lot of stuff. Dave Cockrum did a lot of stuff. Frank Miller, a lot of mid-level artists did a lot of stuff. So these are really good books. They're at they're $1 each. You can get the whole run for $15. Please get these. So when I was looking through it, I found the Book of the Dead and Inactive. And in this, I saw our buddy, Thanos, right there on the cover. Book of the Dead and Inactive. So I was kind of taken back by that, and I wanted to see what they said about it. So I apologize, I have to wear my readers now. I'm getting a little older in the age. But they have Thanos.
It doesn't help that those freaking words on that page
oh my God.
Smaller than everything I've
So
ever seen.
let me just tell you about what they have for what they say about Thanos. They consider Thanos inactive. This is a drawing that they did, and this is definitely Starlin right there. Okay, and they say that his first appearance is Iron Man 55. That is correct. His final appearance, which is very unique because in the regular books, because they're not dead or inactive, they don't have it. But they say that his final appearance was Marvel 2-in-1 Annual 2. That was his final appearance,
really?
Which was pretty neat. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. It says when Terax died, stuff like that. But let me give you the stats on Thanos, just in case you're keeping score at home, and maybe we can talk about that Captain America pick, which you think, that Captain America scene, which has got a lot more than what we think, okay? So Thanos' stats. Thanos is 6'7". He weighs 985 pounds. How they got 985 pounds, beyond me, don't know it.
Because 1,000 pounds is just too much.
1,000 pounds. Because when you weigh 1,000 pounds, 15 pounds,
it's just too much.
It's too much, right? His skin is gray purple. His eyes are red, and it says that he possesses incalculable superhuman power. But it does say at the end that his deadliest of all Thanos' attributes is perhaps his mind, whose superhuman level of intellect was totally dedicated to the annihilation of life. So this was a great write-up. It talked about how he was born on a Titan moon, how he's the son of an elder. Again, if I get some of this wrong, I apologize. I don't say that I'm an expert. I was just briefly reading this. It says that he did go after the cubes. It talked about how he courted death, and he was fascinated with death and wanted to have her forever. And actually, he failed. He failed, and you know what happens when you fail around a girl? What does the girl say? Kiss off, buddy, right? So they'll definitely...
Oh, he didn't fail with her. He failed what he was trying to do.
Yeah, right.
So
exactly. So he failed in what his attempt was due, and so Death was like, "All right, dude, you're a loser. I'm out of here."
Right, yeah.
So that made him even madder. So to me, Thanos is just a big baby boy. You know what I mean, with a lot of power and stuff. So this was pretty neat. If you could pick this up, please do. For $1, you can't beat it. Good read. Some artists. I'm just gonna read this real quick. Some artists that are in here were Dave Cockrum, Ron Fentz, Bill Lobes, Al Mulgrim, Herb Trimpe, John Byrne, Mike Zeck, John Romita Sr., Bob Hall, Bob McClyde, Mike Zeck, John Byrne, Starlin, Jerry Ordway, who did Yellow Jacket. Wow, and a couple other people. So this is really, really neat. And in the last issue, who gives a story but death?
Oh.
What's happening?
Okay, so someone said that they had a 9.0 regular, and it was $1,350, and then he signed it four times, and it was remarked a 9.0, and he got it for, he sold it $1,750.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe that's something I'm going to do. Who knows, you know? But yes, thank you, Dennis. I knew Dennis would have the answer for that.
So you gain $400 if you manage to keep grade, which is tough. It's a big risk.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, even if it lost a bump. So, but this was cool. So this was the end story, and it was by Death. And the ending story about this says, in short, death is both the state of being as an abstract entity remains a great inevitability as well as a great mystery of the Marvel Universe. So this was really neat. Good stuff. Pick this stuff up. It's only for $1. You can't beat it.
You bought that off the shelf?
I bought this off the shelf when I was a kid, yeah. And more importantly, it took me 14 months to get it, and you guys can buy it all at once, right? Like I was a kid waiting for it, you know. And that was what it was technically on my pull list, you know what I mean?
Really?
Before pull lists were pull lists. So yes, so that's kind of my spiel to start off. We have the Infinity trailer. We saw the Captain America scene. What do you think about that?
I just think that there's more significance to the fact that Cap caught his hand.
Yep.
And Thanos had that look like, uh-oh.
Okay.
Kind of like,
Yeah.
well, how is this human catching me? Like,
Gotcha.
I just think that almost like that could be the turning point of the movie.
Okay.
You know, like he's got Thor and he's crushing his head.
Yeah.
He crushes the Tesseract and
Right.
nobody can touch him.
Right.
And he goes at Cap and Cap just catches his hand.
Right.
Like
Captain America.
Captain
fashion,
America, yeah, right. Just
Right. Right.
I got you. You know,
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I know. I
love
thought
it.
that was
I
a
love it.
great. I think that's going to be more than just a throwaway scene.
Okay. No, I agree with you. I think that's important. You know, when I was thinking about this, Captain America, I should look this up, was probably 6'4", you know, maybe 245 pounds. So, you know, he was definitely struggling when Thanos had him,
Well,
right?
Because Cap has a stone.
Yeah.
Oh. Cap's got big stones, but not that I know that for a fact, but, you know, he
might.
got a stone. All right, so do we all agree that the last stone has got to be in Wakanda?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
there's the only reason that's where it takes
Right,
place.
the last stone right
Why,
here.
why else? I mean, why else would all the battles be taking place? in
Yeah,
Wakanda?
right, Wakanda, right? So the last stone has got to be there and stuff like that. That little girl, do we think that's Gamora as a baby?
Yeah, I think it's a flashback. I think
it's a
I
flashback?
think there's at some point she's either telling them the story or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, she's awfully. Yeah, sure, I'll go with you. Like,
Yeah, right.
Like the rest of her people are about to get slaughtered.
Yes, and I think that's what happened, actually. I think Gamora's people were slaughtered by
I mean, you
Thanos.
see them be in hell. I don't know what happens to
Yeah,
them.
right.
But she just kind of takes his hand like it's her father, and okay,
And it
let's
kind of
go.
goes, right. All right. The Black Order, I don't know too much about them, you guys. That's too modern for me.
That's,
you know?
It was neat. I mean, they showed them quick.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're pretty powerful because one
Right.
of them was controlling Doctor Strange.
Correct.
He had those crystal-looking things that
Yeah,
were
yeah,
stabbing
coming out
him.
of
You
them.
know?
Right.
And he just kind of looked at it and went, shh, you know, like, that's a lot of power when you
That's
can.
a lot of power. I agree with that.
Love the interaction with Iron Man and Star-Lord.
Yeah.
He's like, about your plan, it's good,
Right.
except it sucks.
Sucks, right?
So
Great
you let
Star-Lord
me,
fashion.
you let me come up with the plan,
Right.
and then it'll be good.
Right. But see, this rendition of Star-Lord is fantastic. Starlin did Star-Lord also. He was awful in the early books, dude.
Really?
Oh, he was so awful, dude. It was so bad. So Chris Pratt has definitely taken Star-Lord to a whole nother level. Even Groot was a throwaway character.
Yeah, and I also think the way they show Groot,
Yeah.
like you see him in the forefront of Thor
Yeah.
getting the lightning.
Yep.
I think he's going to be a bigger part.
I think so,
He's
too.
a teenager now.
Yep.
He's not just the comic relief dancing while
Yes.
Drax is looking at. I mean, no, it's
Right.
hysterical, but
Yeah.
I think you're going to see him come into play during the movie
Yep,
because he's
right.
kind of looking at Thor like, all right, time to get involved.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yep. We assume we're going to see Iron Spider-Man suit, right?
You would, yeah. You would
You're going to
think.
think you're going to see
Yeah,
that,
I
right?
mean, when he's flying around, you don't really see it, but when he's talking to Doctor Strange and they have that, oh, we're using our fake name.
Yeah, our superhero name.
Our
right.
superhero names. Well,
Our
then I'm
superhero
Spider-Man.
names, yeah.
That definitely looked like an Iron-inspired
Right,
suit.
yeah. You know, also, it's very funny. I listen to a lot of these other guys.
Steve Mangini joined.
See, Mangini, we got
Big comic buff.
yeah, big comic guy hanging out. You know, that's it. Well, he's going to some party or something. You know, he's a big popular guy.
Yeah.
So, who didn't we see?
We didn't see
We
Ant-Man.
didn't see Ant-Man.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Let's see. We didn't see Nebula. All right.
Yeah, you didn't see Nebula. You didn't see
Nebula.
Mantis.
You didn't see Mantis. I wonder who else is going to come into play. We definitely saw Black Widow. We saw Black Panther.
You see Rocket, but just for a second.
Rocket for a minute. Star-Lord. You saw.
Someone said, "Who dies? Captain, Iron Man, Vision, everyone." This is in the beginning.
Right. I would love to do a Deadpool. I would love to take odds on it.
I'd like to know what. Like, I don't know a lot about the character Vision.
Right.
What happens when he gets the Infinity Stone removed? I mean, does he just, is that his battery? Does he die?
No.
Someone said Vision for sure.
Yeah, Vision for sure. So that was what if I were to take that bet, that's an even money bet. Actually, probably a minus bet. You know what I mean? You got to lay.
They really didn't spend a lot of time making him a good character.
No.
He was just kind of like a security guard for Scarlet Witch. I mean, he's the reason they defeated Ultron.
Right.
But after that, he just became a babysitter.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think it was almost like, all right, let's make sure nobody really likes him because we're gonna kill him.
Right. Which is completely that because Vision in Marvel comic in the Marvel comic universe, Vision was top 10, very very powerful. I mean, he can do a lot of different things, and he's been around
charged
for a long
by an
time.
Infinity Stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't I ask you who's stronger, Vision or Superman?
War Machine. Yeah, KP Henderson. We saw him walking around, so obviously he used some sort of Wakandan technology to get him to walk again.
Yeah, okay.
So you would think you're going to see him in the suit.
You're going to see it. You saw a Cap with that shield or whatever that is, so that's definitely...
definitely Wakandan technology.
Yeah, vibranium. So this is kind of funny. On a side note, this is really geek stuff. If we start talking about the difference between vibranium and adamantium, right?
Boy.
Oh boy. So...
which one was first?
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? So, I don't know. They both,
the chicken
to me, from what I understand, came from. They both came from space. Vibranium absorbs energy and is able to repel it. Right. Adamantium is indestructible.
Right.
So if you were
vibranium's indestructible too.
Correct. So
it's got a little more power to it.
Right.
Because it actually gives off power.
Correct. And maybe
where adamantium is the strongest metal there is, and you can't destroy it.
Right.
But vibranium actually gives you power.
Right.
I mean, she uses it to make the suit in Black Panther.
Right.
It absorbs the power and is able to re-emit it.
Give it back.
I mean, it keeps these people alive longer than they should be, and gives them technology that you can't.
Above and beyond. Right. So that's pretty much what we're going to talk about. It's coming up.
Wonker says vibranium absorbs and redirects.
Redirects, I like that. So redirects.
Yeah,
so I missed that part.
We're just not as smart with the big words.
Yeah, listen. If you're looking for
it's what he said.
if you're looking for a highly intelligent show, you might want to go somewhere else. Yeah. All right. So those are all the things we wanted to talk about. It's going to be great. I'm very looking forward to it. And then speaking of Black Panther, I know we talked about it recently, but you just saw it.
I just saw it. Yes.
You just saw it. Did you take Evelyn and the kids?
I took. Yes, I took Evelyn and Brandon.
Yeah. All right.
I thought it was amazing.
Amazing.
I thought it was amazing. I thought that not only was it well made and told a great story without spending too much time on background.
Okay.
I thought the way they showed the technology has never been done before.
Yeah.
The way they explained why they have that technology and why they hide it.
Right. Love it.
But I think that, like in the grander scheme of the movie, they kind of take on social and cultural issues that are actually a problem in today's society.
Yeah.
And I think they don't spend a ton of time on it, and they don't make you feel like, oh Jesus,
Right.
But they do. Like Black Panther realizes that his people have been doing an injustice to his people that they put out in the world by letting them live in poverty with no weapons to protect themselves when they have all this technology.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, what's his name? The bad guy in Black Panther.
Saw?
Oh my God.
Isn't that his name? Saw?
No, I want to say Kilgrave. No.
Killmonger,
yes.
So, obviously Killmonger took it too far the other way. He wanted to arm them so they would take over the whole world. But I think there was that hint of, it's because he had lived through it.
Correct.
He was angry.
Yes, he was definitely angry.
And I think that was part of, you see that in society today. He's just so angry. Because he knew that the technology and the resources were there for people to help him.
Correct.
And they refused to.
And they refused to do it.
And when excuse me, and I think when Black Panther saw that he chose to die instead of
Killmonger.
Yeah, Killmonger chose to die instead of being slave, like he said, like his ancestors.
Yeah.
It clicked, and he realized we should be doing more. That's why you see at the end of the movie where he's like showing the kids the spaceship. And we're gonna share, and he goes in front of the council, and he's like, we're willing to share, and they almost laugh at him. Yeah, they're almost like what is it that you can offer us? Like, ha ha, you know? Yeah, and they all look at each other and smirk like, you idiots don't even know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, which I want to just say something, which I thought was really, really cool, because before you got to Wakanda, you had the outlying tribes who were literally just guys wearing robes and towels, or not sheets, or not blankets or something, and then they pull it up, and it's a gigantic electric shield, right? That could probably repel anything. You know what I mean? Like living right in plain sight.
Yeah,
you know
and I think they show, because even in that shield, you see some of Thanos' thugs trying to penetrate it.
Right, exactly. So
it definitely was a twist on the movie that you didn't see coming, but it was very subtle enough where they got the message. Yeah. But it wasn't slappy in the face. It wasn't slappy in the face too. I agree with that. Without all the socio-political term, stuff like that. So just to rehash what I thought about it, what I liked about it was within 8 minutes, you knew how they got their technology. Yeah. You didn't have to spend 90 minutes finding out that his planet blew up or his parents were killed and stuff like that, right? Within 10 minutes, you knew that the Wakandans have this. This is what they do. This is how they're living. And that's it. You know what I mean? Let's move on and let's talk about the story itself. The movie.
I thought they did a great job with having Killmonger, Man-Ape, and Claw all interact the way they did, right? Now, I said this before. I thought Claw was going to be the main villain. I got played. I really got played.
He was in the Avengers.
He was in the Avengers and stuff like that. He played it.
Didn't Ultron the one take his hand?
Yes, I believe so.
Ultron's the one who cut his hand off.
And those for keeping score at home, his claw was on the wrong arm, but I'm not going to get into that. But that's okay. And, Claw was another guy who I really didn't think was going to do much. Was I surprised? Now I can say this, spoiler alert, that they killed him. Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised because I thought he was going to last longer. But again, all good movies surprise you,
right? It went into the big story of why they trusted Killmonger.
Yeah. Eddie M'Baka. No, I'm not doing Eddie M'Baka. Oh, we got Mel B on. All right, dude. We got a lot of people on.
Funny story. So before I saw Black Panther in the theaters, I wasn't sure if I was going to get out. So I went on the Fire Stick. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So I find a version. Thing starts playing. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you found this, but you watched the beginning of the movie, he's talking about how the meteor hit and they got their technology, and then they're in the, it's the 90s or whatever, and he's looking out the window and the Wakanda's knock on the door, and in walks Black Panther. Yeah. Well, at that moment of the scene, it looks like an 80s movie. Like the way the Black Panther, I thought I had an 80s version of the Black Panther on the Fire Stick. Right?
Like they did this movie earlier.
Like someone put on the Fire Stick as a joke, 2018, and it was a movie from 30 years ago, and I'm like, this isn't the Black Panther, and I shut it off. Then we go to the movie theater, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the same damn movie. It was so bad. Like when he talked, it echoed. Yeah. It was like...
Oh, that's right. So, I want to segue that into what I wanted to talk about real quick, was Netflix and Jessica Jones, right? So, I know, I'm a big fan of Jessica Jones. To me, I'm guilty of liking everything. I really am. I'm going to say that flat out to everybody watching, to everybody in the whole Instagram world and everything. I like everything. And I like everything unless it has to be really, really bad. What I think is really, really bad, in my opinion, was the reboot of Fantastic Four. Very bad.
I thought both were bad.
Okay, so
first one was low budget. The second one I made it halfway through.
All right, okay. So anyway, I'm guilty of liking everything. So Jessica Jones, I just finished the second season. And
you watched the whole thing already?
I watched the whole thing. Dude, I actually binge watched. I never binge watched anything.
With snow days.
Right, I'm telling you, that's exactly what I did. So I binge watched the whole thing, and I liked season 1. It took a little while to get going. I loved her in The Defenders. I thought Jessica Jones was fantastic in The Defenders.
Yes, I did too.
And this season, the second season to me was fantastic. Now I'm going to try to say some stuff without giving you any spoilers or anything like that. But I don't know how to try to talk about it. It was really done well. It's quick moving, and like I said, any good show gives you great twists.
Right.
Like I thought Black Panther did. Every good show has to have a great villain. And I think Black Panther did that. I think a lot of good movies did that. Jessica Jones has great villains. You buy into them really well. Like, so in Jessica Jones in season 1, they had the Purple Man who was Kilgrave. Okay? So Kilgrave, and I'm not going to use spoiler, does make an appearance in some way or shape in the second movie.
Okay.
But they really changed it a lot. And let me tell you, this woman lives in New York City. She does whatever she wants. She drinks whiskey more than a lot of dudes that I know. You know what I mean?
Drunk uncle?
Like drunk uncle.
I know about
pounds
that.
of back. You know, and her comments are great. She lives her life pretty awesome. And Netflix does a great way of doing this without giving you your superhero stuff. I could tell, you know, person X that, hey, without thinking, I'm not going to watch Jessica Jones. That's a superhero movie. It's really, I mean, it is.
Yeah.
But she doesn't fly. There's a few things that go on.
Well, it's more of a show. That's why
Right,
they
it's
can
more of a
create
show.
a character and give him
Yes,
personality
and build it up.
and have more of a soap opera type
Yeah.
feel to it
Right.
because they have more episodes to do that.
Right. So I do want to tell you, I am going to give a disclaimer right now. In episode 3, you know, because Jessica Jones, we all know from season 1, she was biomedically altered. Okay. So in this season, she starts to find people who have been, HGT or something like that, who's a group, they have done this to other people.
Okay.
So a character makes an appearance who could be the most obscure character in the Marvel Universe. You've never even heard of him. It's just, and the fact that he showed up, I laughed out loud.
You knew who it was?
Oh my God, yes, because he's such a bad character. His name is the Wizard. Okay?
The Wizard?
The Wizard. And here's a picture of him right here. He's deceased. The Wizard is a very old character, but made his appearances in the Avengers in the early 80s, okay? He was on one of those B-rated teams where he was a speedster, okay? He was a speedster, and as a speedster...
Speedster?
He was a speedster, the Wizard. Like a
Didi
wizard.
Garmo says...
Didi
Wizard
Garmo's
rocks.
on. What's up?
Wizard rocks.
Wizard rocks. Oh, we got Spooky online from the West Coast. Who else we got on there? All right.
Possible Quicksilver, Dad.
Yeah, possible. Well, yeah, it's a good. I don't wonder about that. But listen, so the Wizard's background is he was a character from the Golden Age, but to gain his speed, he injected himself with mongoose blood. Okay, mongoose blood.
Because they're known for being fast.
The mongoose are really fast. But in Jessica Jones, the Wizard only uses his speed when he's scared. So she's sitting next to Jessica Jones, and she's like, "You've been altered?" And she goes, "Yes." And she goes, "Okay, show me." He goes, "I can't do it unless I'm scared." So she slams her hands down on the desk, and it breaks, and he jumps, and he whistles around the room.
Stop it right now.
Yeah.
Really?
So he's not like...
And it's not over comical?
No, it is comical, but he I don't know how to say this, but he and the way he whistles...
Marvel Comic-holic. Great overview.
Yeah. Listen, he doesn't run like the Flash. Like, you know what I mean? You know, you watch the Flash on TV and you just see him. He runs like he's running like this. He's like a portly kind of character, and he's running like this, and they just show him like sped up, and he goes whiz down the street. It's great. So here's what happens. So something happens where she has to go.
It's great.
She has to go to his apartment, and in his apartment, you see that he's got pet mongoose, right? So my point is,
They threw that in there
because that was part of who his character was. So I gotta give Netflix credit, man. Yeah. They dig deep to find the stuff about these characters.
So they gave him his power a different way, but they threw the mongoose
They threw the mongoose in there, so you know, like, uber
cool.
geeks like me would end up talking about that. So
Didi Garmo says, "Gotta continue watching tonight, but first must watch To the Grotto."
Yeah, thank you very much. We like your choice.
Tommy just joined.
Tommy's in Reno right now.
Yeah, now that he realizes I'm a Michigan fan after that last crappy comments he made.
We got Tommy.
That's right, he's in Reno. What the hell are you doing watching us?
I know. He's probably losing a lot of money on the guy.
He's telling somebody, my friends have a show.
My friends have a show. Let's
you don't
watch
believe
it.
me? Let's watch it.
Didi Garbo, how you doing over on the West Coast in Arizona? We have snow on the ground here, just so you know.
Arizona's on the West Coast?
Well, close to it. Well, California falls in. Sorry, Spooky. That was a Lex Luthor line.
Yeah, that's right.
That was Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
From, that was something I always
Superman.
said. Yeah, buy beachfront property in Arizona.
That's right.
So those are my Jessica Jones stuff. I really loved it. I hope they do a third season. I don't really know.
Kirk and both just lost on a last-minute three-pointer. Tommy.
Oh, there you go.
And Didi Garmo
awesome.
says...
80 degrees, my God.
I don't hate you, but I hate you.
Yeah. So that's my opinion
Yeah, pretty much.
on that's my opinion on Jessica Jones. I hope they do a third season. I'm interested to see how they go with her moving forward. She is a great character.
How many episodes are there?
12 to 13. 12 to 13, I think.
I won't be able to binge. I'll watch that all tomorrow. But
I know, but
we'll probably watch. Is it bubble-proof?
No,
No,
definitely not. Definitely not kid-proof.
Dang
it
it.
was tough. Oh, you know who else was that great character? Kate Moss. Is it Kate Moss? Who was the? I think it was. Is it Kate Moss? Guys, who's the girl from The Matrix that was in Jessica Jones? Was it Kate Moss? Please tell me it was Kate Moss.
I don't know. I know you're talking about.
Yes, right. She's in it. She's older. She plays a lawyer. She has a great role in this flick.
So she's another crossover between all of them.
All of them, right.
We were first introduced to her through Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Kate Moss.
As-
It is Kate Moss. Yeah.
First through Iron Fist
Iron
because
Fist.
she used to work for his father.
Correct. And then you get into the Jessica Jones, and now you have her. She plays a great role in it. It's just done really, really well. So I give it. If I was gonna give it a CGC rating right now, you guys, I'm gonna give it a 9.2. I'm gonna give it a 9.2. I really enjoyed it. So that's what I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody, wherever you are. Raise your glass, take a toast.
Cheers.
It's a great day. Awesome. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday night. And so, have you been getting some pickups?
Yeah, I got some pickups. I got some. I got three books I picked up today for my LCS, and then about a half a dozen variants.
Okay.
I never knew I was a variant whore until we met Justin.
Justin, right?
And then I was introduced to the hashtag variant whore,
Yeah.
and I realized that 90% of the new books I buy are variants.
So I think Mr. Walker's is a variant word too.
Mr. Wonkers is a newly invited and accepted variant whore.
From Rocker to York, happy St. Pat's. There we go.
I never thought about it before.
Yeah.
But I have my regular pulls, but anything else I buy, it's like, oh, that's a cool variant, and I buy them. I buy weekly on Midtown.
Yeah.
And you
really are a variant.
Yeah, 95% of the time it's because they're variants. I don't, I have maybe 3 or 4 series that I do on a monthly basis as a pull.
Didi Garmo says I don't collect variants.
No, I know you.
Oh yeah. We told them in the last 3 top variant Tuesdays. So I picked this up today. This is Avengers 125. It's I think it's an iconic cover with Thanos on the cover. He makes an appearance, one of the early versions. Yeah, it's a nice looking book. I got a decent price on it. It's not I'm gonna have a slab or anything. I just something I wanted in my collection.
Yep, good book.
Picked up Avengers 134, The Origin of Vision. We were just talking about Vision. Also picked up today another decent price. I kind of shamed him into giving me a decent price. How
does that work?
I said, listen, make sure your price knows to sell.
Right.
I said, listen, he's a, you're not wearing your glasses. You can't tell that there's color stain. You can't tell there's spine ticks. How can you give me a price based on the book? I get frustrated, so I told him today, I said, listen, you want me to buy the books, you better price them to sell them.
Right.
I'm going to be fair, but if you're not fair, I'm going to put the damn things back in the box.
Right. So, I just want to bring that back. Remember when you were trying to sell that T-Titans 2?
Yeah.
Double side.
Yeah.
We're going to these vendors, and they're like, well, what do you want for it? And you're like, make me an offer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He's like, what do you want for it? I would tell them a price, and they say, no, I can't do it.
Right.
They wouldn't even make me an offer.
Right.
Like,
just make us an offer.
After the 4th guy, I'm like, nobody's even making an offer.
Yes.
Like,
agreed.
I could give you $100. No, nothing.
Right. So our LCS is very funny. Our LCS is our buddy that runs it. His name is Art. He's a great guy. He's got his companion named Braulio. That's his sidekick. But it's just insane. And Pat, our buddy, Birdie1869, Drunk Uncle, thinks it's the greatest idea ever because you could be strolling through Silver Age X-Men and then finds Modern Justice books.
Who has time for that?
You can look through this. I need Xanax.
I found this Avengers book in a long box full of Amazing Spider-Man. I was looking for fillers for Amazing Spider-Man. Flip. Avengers? Where the hell did that come from? Full long box of Amazing Spider-Man. This book was in the middle of it.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he does.
That's
what he does.
And I mean, it might be brilliant because you got to look through it. And some of the stuff is priced. Some of it's not. You don't know. He buys collections and stuff like that. So our LCS is a lot different than a lot of other LCSs.
The good thing about it is he buys a lot of collections.
He does.
And in our area here in Connecticut, even all the other comic shops, if somebody comes in to sell comics, they sell him to the guy who's a quarter mile from our house.
Yeah.
So he buys these things. And when he goes to these, our little mini cons at the end of the last Sunday of every month, he literally will tell you he does not always bring the same long box.
That's our sidekick. We got Steve 77. Yeah. Steve, we got to hook up, man. I'd love to have you on the show one day. I know you're local.
He knows that people aren't going to continue to go through his boxes if it's the same stuff. So he told me today, he goes, I'm going through my stuff. He goes, I don't bring the same stuff every week.
Yeah.
So when you go there on a Sunday, you got to go through all the long boxes, and all of a sudden, bam, I'm going through a short box.
What did you find?
Short box, right? And now I'm going to some Cull books, some Batman, some monster books, Dracula, and look at forever people. First appearance of Darkseid in the middle of all that.
In the middle of it, just sitting there.
Sitting there. They had one on the wall that was in worse condition than this one was.
Get out. That's not the one from the wall?
No!
Get out of here!
I'm short box. I'm telling you. I found this in the short box, and I had seen that other one on the wall. You had two of them. I looked at the one at the wall, and it had a big rip in the corner.
Yeah.
So I grabbed this one. It was in the middle of a short box with all these other... And if you don't know, I bought it today. First appearance of Darkseid. It's a great. I think right now is the time you should be buying that.
I agreed.
Because everybody knows that's where Justice League is going.
Yeah, agreed. That's awesome. That's a nice.
Just in the middle of a book. It's in the middle of a box. With all this other stuff. What priced at? He didn't have it priced. There was no price. So he goes in the book. He's not wearing his glasses. He doesn't see rips.
So it's funny. You hear stories about how guys will be like, "Oh, let me check eBay for the price." Our guy doesn't do that. He uses the Overstreet guide.
Yeah.
Which...
So he's got a big Overstreet
guide with little letters.
Yeah. He needs the glasses. Didn't have them on. He goes, well, near mint, this is $300, so give me $70. And I'm like, I see. I put it in my thing. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with the price they gave it to me for. Once they realized there was a rip in it. And,
but hey, look, dude, that's percent.
Fine on a short box with monster books and the Man Thing and Cull and Conan. Hey, look at it, forever people.
Unbelievable. That's awesome. Good for you.
All right.
So now we're gonna go variants.
We got some variants. I'll go quick. I love these. I thought this was a neat book.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, $6 Million Man, G.I. Joe.
Is that a G.I. Joe book?
It's a G.I. Joe $6 Million Man book.
Okay, there you go. IDW. Awesome. Awesome. Guys, give us some thumbs up, some likes if you're on YouTube or Instagram. Just let us know you're out there enjoying this Saturday night with us. We really appreciate it.
This is a Michael Adams variant. I like the action figure. I love how they make it look like the box is ripped and there's a tag on it.
I love it.
All right. This is beautiful.
Oh, Nemesis Prime is still on.
This is beautiful.
That's Nemesis Prime's girl.
This is beautiful, Mara. The Art Germ variant. I absolutely love this book.
Yeah.
The art is beautiful.
Where'd you get that one from? Is that a Midtown?
That is a Midtown. I bought that in Midtown, yeah.
All right.
Loving it.
All right.
Infinity Countdown.
See, I didn't buy these for
Captain Marvel.
I don't know why.
The Adi Granov variant. I love it because she's holding an Infinity Stone. It's just, it goes with the movie getting ready to come out. And, they really do a good job of drawing women. Back in the day, I mean, they really get, when it's a beautiful woman, they really get, I don't know. I don't know how you do it.
I know. You're an artist. All right, we got the two spawns.
Come on, Delato, hottest guy out there right now other than Matina.
Multitasking at work, I love it.
I mean, Matina, the hottest guy out there other than Delato. The two of them are soaking up all the people who think they're going to get rich buying and selling comics.
Yep. Now, this is a great one.
Come on.
Yeah. Look at this right here.
What do you associate with Flash more than Gorilla Grodd?
Nothing, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's a Porter Grodd variant. I I think I actually think I found this at the LCS. I think he had
Did
it
you?
behind the
I'm
other
mad
flashes.
if you did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Right.
because I was looking through books that I bought through Midtown and it wasn't coming up on there.
Right. So leave that right there. So I want to give a huge shout out to Howie Porter, a resident of Connecticut. He's actually a buddy I follow pretty well, and hopefully I'd like to get him on the show one day. He does Flash right now. He's killing the Grodd. So if you're not following Howie Porter,
Beautiful.
it's unbelievable.
Howie
He does
Porter
a great Grodd.
did-
I might
I
commission
mean,
him to do something.
That was.
You know what I'd love? I'd love a commission of. Actually, my entire family is Flashes. Maybe I need Grodd. You know what? Listen, I got a funny story. We got a funny story about Grodd and whatever. We're gonna talk about that maybe in a little while or when I get the book First Appearance of Grodd and Pied Piper. But if you guys don't follow,
I forgot about
if
that.
you don't follow Pied Piper,
Are you showing that
please
book?
do. I'm gonna show that book once I get it. I haven't paid it off. But please follow Howard Porter right now. He's a great artist. He's a great young guy. He works very hard. He's been in the industry for a while. He's really killing the Flash. He does a great job on his book. So, huge shout out to Howard Porter. There we go. Great book. I'm really jealous you have it.
Yeah, you should be jealous.
I am.
I mean, you go to those sites. All right, X-Men Blue, New Mutants variant, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Clayton Crane variant.
Yep.
I mean the art. It's just the detail, and I don't know. That's all you can say. If you don't own it,
If you don't know it, it's up to you.
it's a New Mutants variant.
Awesome.
And then there's this one.
Yeah, this book. This book has eluded me like you wouldn't believe. I went 2 places. I yelled at somebody. I'm mad.
I clicked my mouse online, and it came to my door. Bag imported. Spaceman, man. This is the How to Build a Red Goblin by Edna Guinness.
How to Build a Red Goblin.
I mean, it's just I don't know.
I don't know. I think it looks. You know what to me it looks like? It looks like. I don't know. What do? You
The old days, you cut the things out of the
put it
cardboard,
together, but it looks
you
like
put
it's a
them
plan.
together.
How they planned this character. Like
Yeah.
it looks like an artist sketch.
I think the first one I ever saw of this, I believe, was a Deadpool. That's what they called it. How to build a Deadpool.
How to build a Deadpool.
Yeah, so
really.
that's what I call this is how to build a Red Goblin.
All right. No, that's fantastic.
Wonker says he needs that.
Yeah, Kevin says he does too. So do I, Mr. Walker. It's sitting right next to me. It's
Okay.
one of my good friends.
Everybody has this book, right?
Right.
All right. Well, I want to read it.
Wait, you're opening this right now?
Yeah. I want to
Holy
cut
cow.
it. Does anybody know what this actually looks like? You know what this book looks like?
No, dude, I remember that.
Do you know what this book looks like?
No, I have no
Does
idea.
anybody know what this book looks like?
Right.
I'm sure somebody does.
This is, yeah.
All right.
Is there anybody?
It's the Death of Superman.
Right.
I want to
Death of
read it.
Superman came out in 1991, I believe. Was really at the bad time
Fett
for
says
comics.
yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Was really at a bad time for comics where they were just overproducing stuff. Image Comics was, I think, on the verge of coming out, but they were just
Nemesis
printing
Prime
it.
says it's a tombstone.
It's a tombstone.
Thanks.
Stone looking.
Thanks for ruining it. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. All right, so here on Alice Grotto, this is
Where do we get you next week?
This has been in plastic for how long?
Since it was made.
1991, right. 1991.
And I got my freshly bought,
eBay purchased
my
knife.
freshly
I think
purchased
Dennis is a knife collector, to be honest with you.
Kershaw. Beautiful. I needed a new pocket knife.
Yeah.
Highly
What do you
recommend.
need a pocket knife for?
To cut things. Well, how would you open this bag right now?
With my teeth.
You would ask me to borrow my knife.
Or I do it with my teeth.
Yeah, your teeth, and then you.
Nemesis Prime says 25 years later.
Big
Spoiler.
Well, at least, we're giving everybody their due diligence.
All right.
All right.
There's 2 books in here.
What is
No,
that?
there isn't. What the hell is this now?
I don't know.
It's
All
a
right.
newspaper article, The Death of Superman.
Son of a gun.
That is pretty cool.
All right, we'll take that.
Here lies Earth's greatest hero.
It's a tombstone.
It's a
Okay.
tombstone. Spoiler alert, if you didn't know,
It's a tombstone.
that's a tombstone. What else
Okay.
is in here? Look at this.
A poster.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Look at
gosh.
Look at that.
Oh my
That.
god, that's epic.
Come on. You gonna tell me you knew that was in there? Go ahead. One of you guys, tell me you knew that was in there.
Oh, my boy G Money just jumped in too. Who did this?
True poster's pretty cool, says Steve.
Oh, all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
What about you, say Nemesis? That is pretty cool.
Dude, look at this though.
Yeah. So I have. Let me see. Can I see? So this little thing here with the Superman cape.
DD Garmo says that careful, that's gonna be worth a lot of money someday.
No, I just opened it. It's not worth anything anymore. The one I have at home, it's still.
So much for Evelyn going to college.
Yeah, well.
You better get a scholarship, girlfriend.
Yeah, she's in trouble.
No, this is really cool.
So this picture right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say the cape right here. If anybody, and I got a Justice League versus Suicide Squad Rebirth, and it was a Harley variant.
Yeah.
Unknown Comics, and she's sitting in the middle. She's holding Aquaman's staff, and Superman's cape looks just like that on her.
Really?
The next show,
Someone said there should be a nifty armband in there too.
Armband. Who said that?
I don't know.
2 people did. Nemesis Prime and Steve.
Oh!
Oh,
Look at that! You can wear that for your bike ride.
Oh, yeah. Daniel-san.
Yeah. Is it fabric? Look at this. This is...
Man, I wish I opened my other one years ago. And then, of course, it's the newspaper clipping about how the Man of Steel has died. I'm putting all these in a frame. Superman is my favorite superhero.
Yeah.
And he just got cooler by giving me this book. Tombstone. Like, it's just a tombstone.
Just a tombstone, guys. I mean, I think we were... Dude, that was pretty awesome.
He's not dead, though.
Well, you're right.
Listen.
Okay.
It's taking the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Who said
Optimus Prime. And a metal pin, too. Now, take it easy. What are you guys going to tell us? There's a $100 bill buried in there?
Yeah. Am I going to go see Willy Wonka next? Is there a golden ticket in there?
I mean, we might be gullible, but geez.
Ain't that gullible.
You know?
Amazing.
Prime is a funny guy. That's funny.
I don't got a golden ticket.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right,
what if there is a pin in there?
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
See, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. He said, and $500.
$500. I'm telling you, right?
If it's not there, you can give it to me.
Yeah. All right. Actually, a funny story. Up here in Connecticut, our libations are being brought to you by Treehouse Brewery, which is a local brewery that's very, very popular. And stuff like that. It's pretty good stuff. A lot of double IPAs and good drinking stuff. So, nice knife. All right. So actually,
nice knife. Kershaw.
So I do have some recent pickups also. Believe it or not, I do go to the LCS now because I kind of have to because you guys buy all the variants. So
not there, I don't.
I know you don't, but
come to the dark side.
No, I can't.
Do more, say less. Go big blue.
Pointing and clicking is it's too much. So
pointing and clicking is too much.
It's too much. So I went to the local shop and I picked this up.
That's pretty cool.
This is really cool.
Reminds me of the Dazzler.
DD Garmo says, how much did they pay you to say that?
I wish I knew.
I wish they paid
I think he cut a side deal with them.
So this book right here, this was done by Mike Del Mundo, who's a cover artist. And it's a Donny Cates album. The Donny Cates right. So this is pretty cool. This is Doctor Strange 387. Nothing special about it. Other than, I don't even have an board in the bag. It's all right. I ran out of boards. But anyway, I just thought it was really, really cool. Doctor Strange, very Vegas-ish. If you know me, I love Vegas.
It really does look like the Dazzler cover.
It does. I love it. I love the colors. Yeah, I love the colors and stuff like that. I'm a huge Vegas fan. I used to go many, many times. I've been there more than a dozen times. So I love it. I love the colors. A very cool book. I was able to pick that up. While I was there, I saw this, and I'm not smart, but I'm half smart, and I know that this is Art
Stanley.
Who is it?
Stanley Archer.
Stanley Archer himself, right? His Supergirl, I can tell the artwork. I picked that up, cover price.
He's done a great job with Supergirl.
He really has, right? Yeah. So I picked that one up. I thought that was good. While I was there, I found Flash 442, done by Finch, my buddy David Finch. So I picked that one up too. I don't know.
Reminds me of the midget from Elf.
He does, yeah. I don't know who did this cover. Maybe somebody can help me out here, but this is the same book. And with that cover, I forgot who the artist was on that book.
End of the race.
Yeah, I'm going down. We can take those off. It's okay.
We're going down.
We're going down.
We're going down.
We're going down fast. And I do want to talk about my favorite read right now of what's going on in the comic world. So I've said this from day one. You guys know this as I speak. I'm just going to put it right there. As we speak, you guys know that above and beyond everything else, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I was there in 1977 when it came out. I've been through the thick and thin. I've lived through Jar Jar Binks. I've gone through the 20 years of having nothing. I've listened to, all the haters. And, do I think that Disney owning Star Wars is bad? Absolutely not. Because if you're giving me new books, new art, new stories, stuff that's canon, stuff that's true to the books, then I'm going to take it, all right? And I believe in Star Wars for whatever. So this is the best book out right now. This is Thrawn.
Number one?
No, which I don't own, and you know that, saying that. You just baited me in that. Oh. Hold on, it's time out.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're showing.
I own Star Wars #1 as a comic book. You know why? Because to me, Star Wars wasn't a comic book. It was toys. I have the 12 back behind Evelyn, the first original 12 figures, but I do not own Star Wars #1. Yes, I am guilty of that.
Those are crazy.
And whatever. But let's move on. So I have been reading Star Wars.
Soft spot there.
Triggered.
It really is. I have been reading Star Wars Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn was introduced in Heir to the Empire, which was written by Timothy Zahn. It was three paperback books that all came out sequentially, and is one of the only books that came out between Revenge of the Jedi and Episode 1 that Disney and Marvel considered canon. And by canon, we mean legitimate stories. So Grand Admiral Thrawn has been on Cartoon Network with in Star Wars Rebels. He was in these books. Grand Admiral Thrawn is a fantastic character. He's an alien. He's the only alien that the Emperor ever appointed as Grand Admiral. All other admirals and Grand Admirals have been human. That talks about his race and who he is and how he came to power. This book is absolutely fantastic, and I can't get enough of it because it's considered Star Wars canon again, like I said. So if you're a Star Wars fan, on Top Variant Tuesday this past week, I showed 2 out of 3 of the variants. I don't own the third Matina variant because it was...
You would think someone would have hooked you up.
Yeah, it was too expensive for my friend to get or whatever.
Did he grab one from Art?
Yeah, no. So
he bought 10 of them. He can't.
He bought 10 of them. So that is one of the best books that I'm reading right now, and I hope everybody picked this up as a free read. I think you read this, right?
I haven't. I just
The New World of Krypton, and we all know on Sci-Fi this is coming out, and I think you know a little bit more about me. You've done your homework on this, right? What's going on with Krypton?
So it's basically it's from just from the previews it's an aberration or something talking to a Kryptonian who's walking up to Superman's cape.
Yeah. Oh, you have 2 minutes.
And it says, this cape belongs to your great-grandson, or your grandson, and it's up to you to make sure, the world doesn't get destroyed before then or something like that.
Okay.
So it's basically, it sounds like it's Superman's grandfather.
Right. I agree with that. It's Jor-El's father, which would be really, really good. I have high hopes for this show.
Yeah.
Looks
pretty cool.
Sci-Fi has done a complete 0 to 180 degrees. If you guys have never seen Battlestar Galactica on Sci-Fi, you are missing out 100%. I poo-pooed it when I heard Katie Sackhoff played Starbuck. Let me tell you,
1 minute.
4 episodes into it, I'm all in on it. Battlestar Galactica on Sci-Fi was one of the best shows I've ever seen. So I'm all in on this show. I think Brainiac looks great.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with it. So that's about it.
That's it.
That's it. So we wanted to keep the show under an hour. We're going to wrap it up right now.
We're about to have a hard network out. So
yeah, we're about to. So Instagram's about to die. But if you want to see a little behind-the-scenes things of how we wrap up, we're on YouTube right now. I'll keep YouTube going for a couple more minutes. So if we're on Instagram and we're signing out. So peace out, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed spending time at Otto's Grotto with 2 men in the basement.
Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue. Go State Go.
Do more, say less, baby.
Do more, say less. All right. Awesome.